Hello, everybody. What is it, Wednesday today? Hopefully, everybody can hear me in the comment section. Unfortunately, today there will be no videos, and I know it's going to be just constant the United Spot talking and blah, 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 blah. So if you can hear me, please let me know. I'm driving right now. Unfortunately, my daughter had to be rushed to the emergency room today. She's fine. Everything's okay. It was just a little bit of a scare, but now I'm driving home, and it would be too late to do the live when I get home. So, but I do want to talk to you guys while I'm driving, and hopefully everybody's having a good day. I think I saw Skippy, and I think I saw Harry and Chris, and David, and I saw Skippy, and I hope Tammy's here. I haven't seen Tammy yet. Natasha's here. David, Lenza. Hope everybody's here. I'm having a hard time seeing it driving. What I'd like to do is get one of those self-driving cars, and then I could just do lives and talk and chat and do all that kind of stuff. But I do want to kind of be safe. So if you are in the comment section and I haven't said, Yukon Man is here. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you're not too sore from yesterday. The landscaping, hopefully it all turned out pretty good. And we got Skippy and Brian is here. Bob Dixon. Yeah, so anyways, what's going on with the United Spot? I don't know. You tell me. Well, basically what's happening with the United Spot is, it's I'm not saying it's grim, but there definitely needs to be a change. Haquibish, great to see you. Stefan, 12 Yukon Man, Skippy, great to see all you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Stephanie, great to see you here. There definitely needs to be a change, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just because, I got to be real. I can't just sit there and say shadow ban. I can't say that. I can't say shadow ban. I have to say things like, like maybe my content isn't great. A lot of people have commented, with my little feel sorry for me, speech that I do, like, oh, it's over with. I just can't do it. Oh no, what am I gonna do? And I mean, it sounds sad and everything, and most of it's not necessarily sarcastic in a way. It's bluntly honest, but at the same time, it's just like there's nothing I can do. It's out of my control, and it's not your guys' fault. I would never, ever blame you guys. That's just not in me, and it's not your fault to begin with. None of it. You guys do way too much, to be honest with you. Ellen, great to see her. I think that's Ellen. You guys do way too much, more than you ever should. Some of you have. I'm not supposed to mention any names, but some of you have actually done a lot. Bob Dixon, great to see you here. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what YouTube has on me. The only thing I could possibly say is that, maybe it's just because those politicians that block me, maybe they're like, you know what, the United Spot needs to go. So, without making it looking too obvious, just, maybe cancel their little viral ride and just kind of send them off into the never land, and then they'll just quit. And I've researched that a lot, and that's basically the skilo is what they do, is they try to make you quit by making you feel like you're worthless. Now, okay, so for me to sit there and say that my videos are garbage and not really great at all, then that would make all of you crazy. Harry, great to see you here. And the reason I'm saying that is because if they're claiming that my videos are horrible, then that means that you guys would be crazy for saying that they're good, unless you guys are lying to me. But that would have to be a lot of people that are lying to me. Now, I'm not the one guy that sits there and says, oh, I know my videos are good, my videos are the best, and all this and blah blah blah. I know my videos are okay. They got a lot of stuff in them. Got a lot of stuff. It's like what is it called? It's like goulash. Like there's a lot going on in my videos, right? They may not be perfect quality. They may not be the best sounding voices, because I just don't have the technology. I don't have the money for that kind of stuff, But there's a point in there, and it's an extremely in your face kind of point that is easier to digest than your regular run-of-the-mill CNN broadcast or Fox broadcast or Tucker Carlson broadcast or Alex Jones broadcast. It's easier to digest because there's humor in it, you know, and that's what I bring to the table. When I started doing the United Spot, that was my whole thing. I wanted to explain to the world about common sense. I wanted to expose everything that was going on. And I've like I said, I know I've said this a million times, and I don't mean to yank my own chain here. And it Poison, great to see you here. And it Poison, Dusty, great to see you here. Tammy, great to see you here. But I think I've done a pretty damn good job, you know. I mean, I haven't received any awards yet, but I've got an amazing community. That says everything to me. I just saw in the corner of my eye something about a tank top. Damn it. I can't look down anymore. I saw a tank top. Annoying. Ah, shit, it's gone. Damn it. Shoot. Damn it. Hopefully we can hope that there's some traffic coming up, you know. Anyways, oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. Tank tops. And I just got approved for that, so they should be out in a day or two. Apparently, they were having some problems with the design. I don't know. It's not like it was the best design in the world, but I don't know. Anyways, so I will definitely be keeping you guys up to date on that. Look, we got 23 people in here. That's why I'm telling you, people don't really understand it. Nobody likes listening to me talk. They can deal with the stupid videos, but they hate it when I start talking. They're like, talking? Ugh. And then he's just going to be begging for money, and he's going to, great. Yeah, so back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by myself. I'm trying to figure out exactly what is going on with that, because if my videos are horrible in the eyes of YouTube, then that means that you guys would all have to be crazy because you guys say that they're okay. And I get compliments from a lot of people all over the world that my videos, you know, are okay. They're all right. You know, they're, you know, not the greatest, but they're okay. So that means that you guys would have to be crazy. You guys would have to be out of your mind to say the United Spots videos are incredible, because they're not. And that's why. And that's what YouTube has been trying to tell me for years. YouTube has been trying to tell me, look, it's not our fault. It's your subscribers' fault because you're not making content that they enjoy. So basically, it's not even your subscribers' fault. It's your fault, United Spot. You need to make better content. So I sit there and I analyze myself. Stephanie, David Smith, Skippy Tarbuncle, and at Poison. And say, wait a second. You know what? Maybe I do need to make better content. So what do? Well, I go out there and I make it a little better. I make my graphics a little bit better. I make the voices a little sounding better. I make better quality videos. I make the videos move. I sing a little bit better. And it doesn't help. Now, last month, I had a pretty good month. I had a video that had 100,000 views. I had a video that had 17,000 views. But you know what? YouTube decided that wasn't enough. And they still gypped me. So what I've said so many times before is that I'm not trying to be a millionaire here, okay? Because a lot of people don't really quite understand. I know a lot of you guys do, but as a professional YouTuber, if that's what I would call it, my grandfather would slap the shit out of me for saying something like that. But as a professional YouTuber, I'm technically an independent contractor. YouTube does not take out taxes. No social media platform takes out taxes. So if YouTube were to pay me like $1,000, okay, that's before taxes in a month. For the amount of work I do and for the amount of ads that are played, on my lives, on shorts, on my regular videos. YouTube is collecting their share, but they're not paying me. Now, a lot of people, oh, well, yeah, what you do is easy though, and blah, blah, blah. I've gotten those comments and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really have anything to give you as a prize because I even have to pay for my own t-shirts. But I do have to explain that, just coming up with an idea takes a second. Writing the script, characters, voices, editing, coming up with scenes, all that kind of crazy stuff. You're looking at 6 to 8 hours. And that's average for one video. And that doesn't count all the time that I'm spending researching, that I'm spending tending to my Facebook and X, and YouTube and True Social and Instagram. It all takes time. I got to share stuff all day long, So I'm usually, I know that people are going like, oh yeah, who cares? You suck. And I do. I really do. I complain a lot. But here's the thing. I've had a real job. I think it was like for 20 some odd years. And we're talking one of those back-breaking jobs. Like, holy crap, like how am I, and I'm paying for it now, obviously. Neck pain, back pain, all that kind of stuff are just constant, just over and over, repetitive. It's like a secretary getting what is that, tendonitis or arthritis or whatever. Just from the motions that I had to do for all those years. And I've never worked so many hours of my life for so little. And I just don't understand the concept of YouTube treating people like that. And so this is what I'm coming down, because I know this is like, okay, get on with the story. We're kind of done here. I really truly believe that the people that block me, like Jasmine Crockett and Nancy Pelosi and her family, Eric Swalwell and Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and all these people, Ilhan, Ayo, all these people that have blocked me. You have heard stories about social media being contacted by Biden's administration. It wouldn't be so crazy to say that these same people that blocked the United Spot videos aren't, possibly responsible for my demise. I mean, it's not unheard of. I'm not trying to sit there and say that I'm so popular that, people would take time out of their day to ruin mine, but it's not completely off the table when you really analyze it for what it actually is. And for what it actually is, you have a group of people that I make fun of on a daily basis, pissed off enough to block me. So they have the power to reach out to Mark Zuckerberg, and they have, whoever else is running YouTube, and sit there and say, you know what? I don't think I want to watch the United Spot videos come into my feed anymore. I think it's about time we go ahead and put an end to this guy. This guy's pissing me off. I know that President Trump sharing my videos probably didn't help. I think I saw just something green just float by. Oh, Daniel C. Thank you so much for that, Daniel C. I can't see what you did, but I know it's maybe some memberships. I hope that'd be awesome. It's looking at the top. It says five gifts. Thank you so much, Daniel C. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Daniel C is in the house with Yukon Man and Tammy and John Castaneda. 12 at me 12, and it Poison is here with Skippy. I don't know, but without sounding like a complete moron, the United Spot has to make a certain amount of money per month in order to do this as a full-time job. And I know a lot of you, what are we talking about, a job? Go get yourself I tried that. I really did. I tried to do that. I had it all worked out. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was just impossible. So I tried harder. And that was about 3.5 years ago. Then just recently, I tried it again. And it kind of worked. It was a little rough. I needed something that I could do, but also be able to do the United Spot. Because it's been my life for a long time. It's something that I truly believe in. It's something that I wanted to work. And it just, but they ended up laying me off because I guess when they hired me, they were just hiring people for a moment. I was like, wow, because I couldn't understand. I was like, I wasn't even qualified to be a brain surgeon. And they're like, yeah, we'll train you. I was like, oh, awesome. And then, a few months down the road, they laid me off. So my dreams of being a brain, I was like Kim Kardashian, I couldn't do it. But anyway, so I tried to make two jobs work, but there's just no possible way. And there's a lot of people out there that are YouTube experts who sit there and say, well, just take a couple months off and get your feelings in order and then come back. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, then I'll be in an even bigger hole than I ever was to begin with. And then I'll have, that makes so much more sense to me. Because I've tried every single arithmetic answer you could possibly make. I've tried one video every other day. Nope. I tried one video a day. Nope. I've tried one video a week. No. That was the worst possible thing I could ever do. And then I tried not doing lives, and that was even worse because I kept studying up all this stuff and saying the algorithm may not like you because of the lives and the YouTube videos and the short. So it's just like this constant thing. Max Hedrum is here. Hello, great to see you here. Anyways, I'm just rambling on at this point, and I'm only 16 minutes into this joke, so bear with me. But I hope everybody's having a wonderful night. But if anybody really wants to add insult to injury, the reason why the United Spot has been begging so much in the last couple of months is because of that. It's because everything has just kind of come to a head, and YouTube will just not let the United Spot win. And I refuse to quit. And I mean, if you guys think for 1 minute that I like getting up in the morning and saying, okay, how can I beg my supporters for money today? How can I beg them for money? I absolutely hate it. I like begging for money when I know it's a skit, when I know it's just part of the act, and I'm not expecting anything. I really don't. I hate begging for money because I have something that may or may not be, worth something in the eyes of, whoever. But I know that a lot of people appreciate what I do as I appreciate the people that appreciate it. But I just don't understand why some of these people, they got to get on here like that Trump's mom or whatever, that guy who always likes to clown me, sitting there saying that I'm blaming my subscribers or I'm blaming my supporters. I've never, ever blamed my subscribers. Ever. There's no reason to. It's not your fault. You guys, look, 36 people are here right now. That means that 36 people are here supporting the United Spot, even though they're like, dude, this guy just won't shut up. And I've got another 45 minutes of this crap. Ugh. Now, usually when there's videos, at least you can drown out and talk to yourself. But this, wow, it's bad. Donald Strickland, how are you? Annette Poison, how are you? Natasha. Eric Zimmerman, thank you so much for that. Truly appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you. Gotta concentrate on the road here. I don't want to be that guy, that's just driving along, doing a live stream. Hey, man, this is life, bro. I'm being safe, though. I really am. I'm one of those safe drivers to where I'm wearing these 3D binoculars, and I have the phone sideways. I can't see the road, but I can see the comments. So I'm just kind of winging it on the driving, but I'm paying attention to the live feed. And that's honestly what's most important, is paying attention to the live feed. But yeah, so, for those of you that haven't heard the United Spot beg for money before, there's a reason for it. It's not something that I want to do as my lifestyle. It's not something that honestly, if I really wanted to beg, I would just be on the corner every single day at a grocery store, and I just do the hustle that way. Like, hey, can you help? I really need help. Made in America, great to see you here. So for anybody that's ever had any doubt to think that, the United Spot is just a grifter or a beggar, just please don't believe that, because it's not the truth. It's just I'm kind of getting a raw deal here, and I'm not really understanding why Every time I reach out to YouTube, I'm like, hey, you know what's going on? And they give me the same old BS. And you know, it's like I'll have a decent month, and I'm like, all right, this is the month that's gonna help me out. Nope, that doesn't happen. And like I've said so many times, in the last 4.5, 5 months, my amazing community has taken care of me. Because if I would have relied on YouTube, I would have been screwed. I'd have been homeless. I'm not even kidding. I would have been homeless if I relied solely on YouTube. The United Spot community, the Tussers, as Yukon Man would say, is the only reason that I'm not homeless right now. And I don't, how could you even blame your subscribers at that point? There's no way. I'm sitting here literally being taken care of by the people who are just supposed to follow the United Spot and watch their videos, share them out. And you guys are literally paying my bills. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. You guys are just supposed to be laughing and enjoying life and whatever. And here I am begging you guys because I've tried to beg YouTube and I don't get nothing. I get nothing. So real quick, and then I'm going to stop doing the whole begging thing. I just want people to understand, because it's not something that I enjoy doing. I hate begging for money. It's not one of my best qualities ever. I know there's a lot of people out there that make a great living off of it, and I'm sure I probably could too if I came up with some great ideas on how to grift. Like oh no, my car got diabetes and I have to take my car in to get diabetes medicine. I could probably come up with something good, but what I'm giving you is 100% truth. And it's not even something that you have. You know what? I believe him. He sounds like a nice guy, even though he's annoying as shit. But you just go to my YouTube channel. You watch the numbers. You see that I had 337,000 subscribers not too long ago, and now I have 334. The math isn't mathing. The views aren't adding up. How can I post a video on YouTube and get 2,000 views and post it on Facebook and get 500,000 views? And YouTube just ignores me. So I get all these views on Facebook and I bring home about $500. Now, for anybody that knows what $500 looks like after taxes, it's not good. It's not good. And X, a lot of people are making a living on X. Good for you guys. Good for you. Glad you guys are making a life for yourself on X. That's incredible, because I'm making just enough on X to pay my monthly membership fees. Some of that open road exhaust in my mouth. So anyways, that's my whole, it's not bad, 23 minutes straight of just sitting there, poor me. But I do what I can. I try. There's a lot of people just tell me to give up. A lot of people tell me to call it quits. How do you call something that you put everything into? I mean, my wife literally left me. I'm not sure if it was because of the United Spot, but I put everything I possibly can into the United Spot. Dusty, great to see you here. Why would I give up? I can't give up on something that I love so much. I love doing this. But at some point in your life, you have to wake up one day and say, you know what? As much as my supporters are supporting me, I'm sure they're going to get tired of it after a while, because it doesn't look like YouTube's making it any easier. But I do have to give myself credit. I never switched up. I never bounced. I never skipped. I never turned over. I never flip-flopped. I stayed true to President Trump. And it's not because I built my brand on President Trump. I didn't. A lot of people don't realize I've made fun of a lot of Republicans A lot of conservatives. I made fun of a lot of them, and not in a funny way, a very serious, bad way. So I didn't necessarily build my brand on President Trump. I've been offered by several people, legitimately people that could have changed my life, and I could have easily just slid right in there, signed the dotted line, and boom. But I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I wouldn't feel right in myself knowing. Pure Blood, great to see you here. If I miss somebody, please, because I'm kind of like looking up and looking down real quick. Yeah, and yeah, my wife really did leave. Yeah, I guess I can add that to my grifting, I guess. Oh, my poor life. My wife left me. Yes. It has now been a week and not a week, a month and a week and month and 5 days. It's been difficult, like I said. It's definitely been difficult because, when you're with somebody for a very long time like that, even if you're miserable, I mean, it's still it's an emptiness in your life that you were used to, and I know that our relationship wasn't perfect by any means. I don't think any relationship is, and I don't care how much you try to pretend it is on Facebook. You're killing you. You're lying to yourself, and you're lying to your friends and family because they can see right through it. Usually, when you see a Facebook account that has nothing but, oh my gosh, me and Billy, oh, we've never been happier. He's just, oh my gosh, roses again, Billy. They're probably both cheating on each other. They're probably both lying to each other. They're probably both called the cops on each other like 50,000 times. Relationships don't work like that. I mean, they start off hot and heavy. It's just like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe without you. I can't be without you. Every second I need to be with you. You do all these special things. Your life is just incredible. And then, the special things start, fading away, and you kind of lose interest in a few other things. And, you have your arguments, which kind of kill you inside and stick with you. The other things kind of drift off, and, slowly you're just becoming more of a partnership and a friendship. And if you don't have that, you're screwed. If you don't have a partnership or a friendship, you're screwed. And I tell a lot of people, younger guys, especially, people in my family, I said, look, before you get married, I obviously wait until they're old enough to, like 19, 20 years old to understand what I'm saying. But, past the bedroom, because you gotta figure in your mind, a husband and a wife are going to spend usually, per week, maybe a couple hours in the bedroom, depending on how your relationship is and your health. What are you going to do for the rest of the time? What are you going to do for the rest of the time? Your relationship cannot just be based all on, the in and out dance. You can't base your whole entire life like, well, that's good. That's always been good. Yeah, I mean, that's real good. But, well, the 23 hours and 45 minutes is just crap. But that 15 minutes, whoo, that's incredible. See, you can't base your whole marriage on the bedroom. You can't do it. So you have to find something. And a lot of marriages, are a lot of sacrifice, a lot of give and take. And there's going to be arguments. There's going to be disagreements. But what I've always tried to instill in people is that you cannot have a marriage that's based on competition. There has to be a lot of agreements, and there has to be a lot of arguments away from other people. Your kids should never hear you argue. Your kids should never hear you discussing anything that has to do with them or yourself. Know that you're married and that you love each other and that you're on the same team. That's what your kids should know growing up. But unfortunately, it doesn't work out like that. Pride, ego, all that stuff gets in the way. And let's see, I don't even know how to say that. I can't say that while I'm driving, but I know you're here. Jahana. I hope. I Harry's here. Great to see you here. But yeah, long story short, my wife left me, and who knows? Um, it's one of those things where I couldn't see it coming. I had no idea. Had no idea. Um, like I said, it's not like we had the most amazing, it's not like, McDonald Carey came on and, said, like sands of the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. This is McDonald Carey, and these are the days of our life. And then it comes Roman and Hope and, Bo. Come on. We can't all live like that. We can't all have a song written by Christopher Cross for General Hospital. Think of Laura. Don't cry. She wanted that way. Hey, hey. Um, yeah, I did get the news today, and President Trump kind of cleared up a few things because Ted Turner, rest in peace, kind of got a bad rap because people they thought he was CNN. And for those of you that don't know, he actually tried to make the news a little bit better, but unfortunately, when he sold it, it just went nuts. So yeah, it's kind of sad. But you know, it is what it is. I well, and it kind of just happened. I was helping a friend out and came home, and she was gone, and most of the stuff was gone. And yeah, I don't know. There wasn't really a reason. Uh, we've spoken a few times since she left, bluntly, or I mean, well, briefly, excuse me. And I think it's just she kind of found, that maybe we were possibly growing apart. I don't know. It happens. Even in the best of marriages, people just kind of get to a certain age and they're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna go do something else. But this has been fun. Thank you for the life. I mean, we had kids, we had families, and just, it's kind of like, being a parent. You got your kids, and then you never know when the last day you're going to be able to hold their hand or hear daddy, or mommy, because, they grow up and you basically raise them to not need you anymore. Nobody really understands that. And I definitely would not try to get you to not raise them to not need you. You want them to be independent, but think about that. You're raising your child to not need you. So when they do turn 18 years old, they're gone. See ya. Don't need you unless I need something. And then I'll definitely give you a call, but don't worry about it. I'm fine. It's horrible. Zolti, great to see you here, Zolti. And don't even get me started about grandchildren, because once you have grandchildren, then the real feelings come out. Like, because then you have another set of grandparents. Oh gosh, you have 4 sets of grandparents, and that's if you don't come from a broken home. If you come from a broken home, you got like 8 sets of grandparents. 100%. Um, but yeah, no, I like I said, I've always enjoyed coming to this United Spot community, the Tusser community, because you guys lift me up. Like Josh Groban, you raised me up. You raised me up. And I appreciate it, seriously. I mean, like I said, people get lost in the comments section when they read my little pity parties. That's why I like to come into the lives, because then you can kind of hear me say it versus actually, read it out for yourselves and come up with your own voice for me. Like, that's how I think everybody sees my post. Like, never gonna make it. Everybody hates me. You do. I need money. Help me. Give me money. That's not. I'm just saying. Just life. Life is but a dream. That's life. Frank Sinatra, I think, said that. That's life. Um, yes, I did get the dogs. Nobody take away my dogs. Nobody. You come and take my dogs, you're gonna have a price to pay. I'm gonna tell you something right now, okay? Okay? You try and take my dogs, you got something coming, right? You got something coming around the bend, right? After I get done taking a shit in the shower, you better have some problems, folks. Because I'm gonna tell you something like this, okay? Nobody, and I repeat, nobody takes United Spot dogs, okay? Those dogs are mine, okay? Not tacos, they're not for burritos, okay? They're for my love. I live with my dogs every night, okay? I watch them shit, I watch them shower, you know? Everything's fine. You don't come for my dogs, I come for you. You got it? You got it? Comprende there, amigo? Huh? But yeah, no, between my community, my kids, even though I got a little scared today from my daughter, my youngest daughter. Older kids, I don't really, you know, but she's fine. Everything's fine. It's just a 5.5 hour hospital visit. And yeah, so everything's cool. Everything's fine. And I see Yukon Man's comment because it slowed down a little bit. Bill Gates for the absolutely, that would be amazing. The pie in the face, you know, that's pretty much all we're gonna possibly get. You know, I don't know when people are going to wake up, and I'm not talking about you guys, and I'm clearly not being disrespectful. I know that a lot of people just have hope at this point. They're hoping to get some sort of justice for the wrongdoing that have gone on for so many years with these high-end people, these people in power, these people that are, you know, have butlers and you know, chauffeurs that open their doors for them and get into their fancy vehicles with their fancy suits, and they don't have to worry about bills, and they don't have to worry about begging for money from their, well, actually they have to beg, but because they don't want to spend their own money. That's basically what it is. But politics is a crazy, crazy game, and nobody is being held accountable for anything at all. Like nothing. So it's just really strange to me. Really strange. The fact that Ilhan Omar is, you know, everything's fine. She's not going to go away. Tim Walz. I just don't understand how that's even possible. I just don't understand how that's even possible I mean, we're talking about some real crimes here. Real crimes. Things that if Yukon Man or Annette Poison or Tammy or John Castaneda or Skippy Tarbuckle or any of you guys or, you know, you'd be in jail. There wouldn't even be a question. You'd be gone. And these political figures, power players, nothing happens. Adam Schiff, they get the headlines, don't get me wrong. They get, Adam Schiff's in big trouble. Oh, man, I can't wait. Finally. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Ever. Toto Pay. Tis Toto Pay. William Darr is here. T Dizzle is in the house. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Remembers everything. So my daughter was in the hospital today because we had a possible meningitis scare. So my youngest daughter lives about an hour and a half away from me. My two other kids, they live a little bit closer, but you know. And my other one lives 9 hours away from me. So a total of 4. And so we had a meningitis scare, so we were on the phone with the doctor, and she was asking her if she could move her head up and down. She was saying that it hurt when she did that for her chin to her chest. So she's like, that sounds like meningitis. Donald Strickland, thank you so much. Said you might want to get into the ER. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm always that dad. Like, I don't care how old you are, I'm gonna be there. I don't care. I love my kids to death. Like, I just love my kids. And I don't care if I have to take a boat or plane or ride my dogs all the way there. I don't care. So we got there, and of course it's always the busiest, the busiest it's ever been when you get to the ER. And, there's certain smells, and then you got different people in there that are just all walks of life. And so we finally get in there, and then we have the first nurse. They tell us that uh, they want her to do some stretches and do all this kind of stuff. They checked her spine and they checked her, her ribs, and they checked all that, and everything looked okay. And then they started asking her about her birth control, and they asked her, all this other stuff. Has she been sleeping irregularly or whatever? Apparently, she's had a headache, like a migraine, for like 3 days straight. So finally, we got down, and we were able to disqualify meningitis, not completely, because they would have had to take like a spinal tap in order to get like a legitimate. But from the doctor's perspective, which is not always necessarily true, she said that I'm not 100% ruling out meningitis, but it doesn't look like it's meningitis, because she was able to move her neck, and just the symptoms that she was giving didn't really resonate with meningitis being there. But she definitely did see something was wrong. My daughter's also got celiac. Has a problem. She has a problem with what is that called? Eating meat, or no, not meat, but wheat. So yeah, that's a problem. But anyway, she's fine. She's fine. Everything's okay. I think they were trying to say she was anemic there for a second. I said, wait, what? And then the blood work came back, and the urine came back, and everything was fine. So, and she's not pregnant. Woo! Yay! Proud America. Proud American, excuse me. Sorry. You know what? My daughters, they kind of grew up with me, and it's like, it's weird because I didn't make any of that weird for my kids when they were growing up. I mean, I think the hardest part about being a father to daughters is the whole sex. It's like, ugh. It's coming. They're going to get to an age where they're going to start experimenting and all this and blah blah blah. And you got to say to yourself, "Oh my, am I strong enough to deal with this?" And obviously, my first daughter, I had to go through it, and it was difficult. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then the second daughter, and the third daughter, and the fourth. But then after a while, you just gotta you can't make it weird. It's natural. As long as these guys are being nice to them, I know it's not always going to be perfect, but as long as these guys are being, it's not like my daughters are hookers or anything by any means, or prostitutes, but the all four of them are actually in really, decent relationships and for quite a while. But, you know, other men are treating them politely and not just doing the Eddie Haskell where they're doing it in front of me, then, it's fine. I'm perfectly okay with life being life and natural and everything like that. And my kids kind of learn from that, knowing that it's not uncomfortable for me to talk about. It's not something that we just sit there and talk about on a daily basis, but I don't make it weird, and I don't make it look like it's a dirty, nasty thing. And I don't know if that's good parenting or bad, but, um, I'm, Hank says, I'm hearing daughters. Oh, maybe the signal's bad or something like that. No, my daughters are not prostitutes. They're not. They are not prostitutes at all. My youngest daughter is over 18. Just FYI. So that's my youngest. She's over 18. I think it was Annette that asked me. I can't remember. Anyways, Joe Thanks is here. Great to see you, Joe Thanks. Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So I kind of raised my kids to be a little bit more open-minded, and that helped the process for me, because I had a friend, been friends with this guy for, geez, going on for a very long time. Well, since I was probably think we became best friends around 13 years old, and we've been friends ever since. And he kind of gave me, because he was a little bit older than me, and he kind of gave me a pep talk one day, right when I started, having daughters. And he's all, hey, it's not like you don't know what kids are doing when they get to that age. And I said, yeah. He's all, dude, you're just going to drive yourself nuts sitting there stressing about it. So relax. And just know that as long as they're treating your kids with respect and they're not, being jerks and, everything's fine. And, because 99% of the things that parents usually worry about never. And I've worried about a lot. I've spent a lot of nights sitting there freaking out about stuff. So, but yeah, you know what? I am really sorry to do this, guys, but I'm losing signal now. I'm going into a bad area, and I'm going to lose you guys completely. So I'm just going to say goodbye now because I know that I'm not going to probably be able to get this back because this place where I go to, because I'm getting close to being home. I'm about 15, 20 minutes away from being home, but I'm going to completely lose you. You won't be able to hear me at all. So I do want to say goodnight to everybody that was here today. I don't want to sound like a jerk and not name everybody, but you guys know who you are. And I want to say thank you so much for supporting the United Spot and always being here and always listening to my crap and my begging and all my poor me garbage. And I just want to thank you all so much for being here and supporting the United Spot and something that I truly love to do. And like I said, I couldn't do this without you guys. And that's why I've reached out to you guys. And I definitely didn't want this whole begging thing to be a permanent thing. And I'm praying that it's not. I really do, because I think at some point I'm going to have to look myself in the mirror and say, you know what? That's about all we could do here, and just kind of just go on with life, and just kind of accept it for what it is, that not everybody can win. But I do want to thank everybody here for your amazing. I'm just going to say it like UConn man was saying. Skippy just brought it up. Tusser Nation. I'm not sure if Skippy or UConn. I can't remember who came up with it, but I know that I can't remember. I don't know. I mean, is it? I don't know. But I know that UConn man is wonderful for saying find your light. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Seriously, and thank you to Tammy for being a wonderful mod. And thank you to all of you for being here and supporting the United Spot. Tomorrow, I'll be back same time, and I'm going to definitely be hopefully in a better mood, and I won't be driving. Play some videos, and we'll have a better time. So, UConn man did come up with Tussers. I know that. I don't know why. I knew that he came up with Tussers. I don't know what I was thinking. Thank you, Skippy, for letting me know that. But anyways, guys, listen. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. And let me see if I could sing the song here real quick. Obama, no, I gotta say, nobody cares, Trump. Obama, you're an asshole. Lies and racism your whole life. Your legacy is pathetic, and a man calls himself your wife. Yes, you're an ASSHOLE, and don't you try to blame it on me. You deserve all the credit. You're an asshole tonight. All right, well, and that's all I got. That's all I got in the hopper. You guys are awesome. I truly, truly appreciate every last one of you, and I can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow on a different level with videos and being able to actually entertain you versus boring you. And thank you all so much for being here tonight. You are literally the best part of my day next to my kids and my dogs. So thank you all so much for being the best part of the United Spots Day. Thank you, Tussers, Tusser Nation. I love you guys, and I appreciate every last one of you. Have a great night. Have a great day. And until we meet again, good night, peasants.